The Cincinnati Bengals opened this season with 2 straight wins. The offense looked sharp. The energy inside the building was real. Then the injury cloud returned, and suddenly, everything felt fragile again. Joe Burrow has a turf toe injury that will require surgery. He will be sidelined for a minimum of 3 months. Typically, this is a 12 to 14-week recovery period. That is not a minor setback. That is a franchise-altering timeline in the middle of a season where the AFC North has no margin for error. This is not the first time Cincinnati has been here. Every year it feels like the Bengals build real momentum, and every year something knocks them right off track. Injuries have become an unwanted tradition in Cincinnati, and this season is following that same frustrating script. When your entire offensive identity revolves around one elite quarterback, losing him changes everything overnight. The locker room energy shifts. The playbook shrinks. The confidence dips just enough to make a difference. Adam Schefter pointed out what many already feared. Burrow's injury history is no longer something you can brush off. As analysts have noted, you would need to get 8 more wins to reach the playoffs, conservatively speaking, and Jake Browning simply has not shown he is good enough to carry that load. So what does a team do when their franchise quarterback becomes a recurring liability? The answer, at least according to the latest buzz across the league, may be walking right out of Cleveland. The name generating the most heat right now is Shedeur Sanders. Reports from Mirror Sports USA indicate the Bengals are actively looking to strengthen their quarterback depth. When your name appears in the top 5 of a team's short list, that is not random chatter. That is serious evaluation happening behind closed doors. Stephen A. Smith jumped into the conversation, hinting that Sanders might be the perfect insurance policy for a team that simply cannot afford another lost season. And that kind of commentary from a voice that loud does not go unnoticed. Social media exploded. Sports radio lit up. Fans in Cincinnati started talking about jerseys before anything official was even announced. The fan reaction has been direct and loud. Bengals fans are calling for Shedeur Sanders. One person says, "F it. Bengals should go and get Shedeur Sanders." Others chimed in, "Can we get Shedeur Sanders to the Bengals? Bengals need to trade for Shedeur Sanders." That kind of organic fan energy does not happen unless a base genuinely believes something big could be coming. Nothing has been confirmed. No official visit, no contract talks announced, no move made, just speculation swirling louder by the day. And sometimes in the NFL, the silence says just as much as a press release. To understand why this rumor has legs, you have to understand who Shedeur Sanders actually is and what he brings to the table. His rise through the ranks has not been smooth or handed to him. He earned his spotlight by performing when it mattered most. College football tested him. Critics questioned him. Pressure followed him. And through it all, he kept producing. Sanders' position with the Browns has been anything but comfortable, buried on the depth chart at one point, questioned by critics, and constantly discussed by analysts. He has lived under pressure from day one, and pressure in the NFL either breaks you or sharpens you. In Sanders' case, it has sharpened him. His key traits are well documented: poise under pressure, mobility, improvisation when plays break down, and a confidence that translates directly onto the field. Cam Newton recently made an interesting comparison, pointing out how quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Dak Prescott stepped into opportunity when injuries opened doors. That comparison is not accidental. It is rooted in a real pattern the league has seen before. The fit with Cincinnati makes structural sense. The Bengals already have weapons in place. The roster is built to compete now, not in 2 or 3 years. The fan base is desperate for stability at quarterback if Burrow cannot stay on the field. A clean slate without the baggage. And Cincinnati might be the perfect stage for exactly that. His playmaking ability could stretch defenses in ways Cincinnati hasn't fully explored yet, but not everyone is convinced this move would be simple. Former NFL player Damian Woody warned that bringing Sanders to Cincinnati would come with layers of complexity, salary cap implications, locker room chemistry disruption, and the message it sends about Burrow's long-term future. These are not small decisions. And here's the reality. Quarterback moves shift entire organizations. They affect contracts, leadership hierarchies, fan loyalty, and media narratives. Burrow has delivered big moments. He has carried the franchise deep into the postseason. When healthy, he is elite. That reality does not disappear. Replacing a quarterback like Joe Burrow is not just difficult. It is a franchise-altering challenge. Veteran players notice every signal the front office sends. Leaders in the locker room adjust. The message has to be clear from day one. This is about strengthening the team, not dividing it. The coaching staff would also face real challenges translating Sanders' skill set into the existing system. Does his mobility help behind the current offensive line? Does his confidence elevate the receiving core? Can he command respect from veterans immediately? These are not surface-level questions. These are culture questions. And the key question hanging over all of it remains, is this due diligence, or is it the beginning of a new direction? Here is where this story gets even more complicated. Cincinnati is not alone in this pursuit. The Miami Dolphins are watching closely. Tua Tagovailoa has faced heavy pressure early this season, and when a starter looks shaky, frustration grows fast in South Florida. The Dolphins have weapons, speed everywhere, and a system built for dynamic quarterbacks. If Cincinnati hesitates, Miami could move aggressively, and in the NFL, timing is everything. Nobody wants to be the team that watched a rising star sign elsewhere, because they moved too slow. Then there is the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are not a rebuilding franchise. They are built to contend right now. But when Brock Purdy went down with injury concerns, the stability of that offense suddenly felt fragile. Reports from trusted outlets suggest the 49ers have serious interest in Shedeur Sanders. Kyle Shanahan's system thrives with quarterbacks who are poised, accurate, and confident under pressure. Sanders fits that mold precisely. Fans in San Francisco are already urging management to act quickly. Multiple playoff-caliber teams potentially circling the same young quarterback drives value up, creates urgency, and forces quicker decisions. For Sanders, this is a defining moment. Interest from Cincinnati, Miami watching closely, San Francisco evaluating. When several franchises view you as a potential solution, that speaks volumes about your growth and reputation. The competition for Shedeur Sanders is no longer hypothetical. It is accelerating. Inside the AFC North, the stakes climb even higher. Cleveland's reaction to any potential departure would not be quiet. The Browns have invested time and belief into Sanders' development. Letting him walk into a division rival's building would sting deeply, and it could spark one of the most intense quarterback rivalries the AFC North has seen in years. Baltimore brings physical dominance. Pittsburgh thrives on grit. Add a dynamic, mobile quarterback in Cincinnati, and the entire balance of the division shifts. Defensive coordinators would need new game plans. Opposing secondaries would study new tendencies. December weather, tight divisional games, and the ability to improvise outside of structure. That is exactly where Sanders' skill set becomes most dangerous. For Cincinnati, two paths sit clearly on the table. Stay loyal to Burrow, bet on durability returning, and maintain the offensive identity built around him. Or bring in Sanders, bet on growth, and build genuine long-term insurance at the most important position in the sport. Smart organizations prepare for storms before they arrive. If the Bengals make this call, it will not just be about filling a gap. It will be about redefining direction. This is not black and white. It is risk versus preparation, faith versus foresight. The buzz is real. The stakes are rising. And wherever Shedeur Sanders lands, it could shift the balance of power in more ways than one.